What's up, fellow dropshippers? Today is Wednesday, January 10th, and I'm doing another live Q&A. A day late. Usually I do them on Tuesdays, but I wasn't feeling too well yesterday. Feeling a bit better tonight, so I'm doing the live stream now. So I'm going to wait, obviously, a little while, get some more people to come in here, and then we will see what kind of questions we got this week. So just bear with me for a few minutes until we get some people coming in. Welcome, Antonio. Yeah, I wasn't feeling too great last night. Feeling actually much better tonight. Welcome, Monica. Guillermo, welcome. We're neighbors. I'm here in Brooklyn. Welcome, Moralzo. Hope I'm saying your name right. Just gonna give it about one more minute before we start. Someone could just let me know if you can hear me okay. Okay, great. I'm using a new microphone. I've noticed that this one is much more sensitive. You can hear the sirens in the background. It's like never quiet here in New York City. So I'm not sure how well this microphone is going to work out. All right, so let's start answering some questions. Moralzo's asking about the reloadable gift cards that I use on HomeDepot.com. Wants to know if I'm getting cash back and discounts from them. So I buy the gift cards directly from HomeDepot.com, so I don't receive a discount on the gift card. I don't receive cash back for buying the actual gift cards. But when I then make the purchase on HomeDepot.com and use the gift card, I get cash back through that purchase by using Giving Assistant, which is in the description of all my videos, a link to it. And I also get cash back when I buy the gift cards with the credit card that I use. Or sometimes I just use the PayPal debit card, which is 1% back on those. All right, like I said, this is a new mic, so I'm moving a little closer. I don't want to, if anyone has the volume up, you might want to turn it down a little bit maybe. Is that better? Yeah, I turned the gain down because I was trying to eliminate the background noise. I literally bought this a few hours ago, so I'm just trying to get used to it. All right, well, you guys let me know if you still can't hear me, and I'll make some more adjustments on it. Thanks for your patience and for letting me know about it. Okay, great. All right, so another question I had was from Anna. She was asking if we should use the GSP, the Global Shipping Program. And yes, you should absolutely use the global shipping program. So for those of you who don't know what that is, eBay allows you to ship to international international customers through their global shipping program. All you do is once the buyer purchases it through the global shipping program, you ship the item directly to eBay in Kentucky, and then eBay forwards the item to the customer. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It does cost the customer more money because they have to pay to actually ship it out to the customer, to themselves, and for any import fees and taxes and that stuff. But it does increase your sales. You should definitely be doing it. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Ardil wants to know if I'm worried that everyone will just start using Home Depot now that I said that I just use it. Yeah, I mean, that's something I was a little worried about, but a lot of people already use Home Depot. People have been talking about how successful it's been as a drop shipping source for years. And despite that, I came in, was still able to make a profit drop shipping from Home Depot. So I've taught other people to use Home Depot, and I haven't seen a decrease in sales because of that. I'm not too worried about that. Really, the online marketplace is huge. It's growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And I just know that more and more people are going to be shopping online, so it's not something I'm worried about. A lot of people are asking me questions about because they're international sellers. Unfortunately, I have no experience with that, and I wish I had more experience with that, but I have none. So I can't really give you any advice with it. I'm really sorry about that. What percentage of my sales come from the GSP, the Global Shipping Program? It's about a quarter to a little less than a quarter, like 20 to 25%. Yeah, Lulu says not many people use Home Depot. I think that within my kind of circle of the people that do the same kind of drop shipping model that I use, a lot of people use Home Depot, but within the bigger picture, I think Lulu's right. Not many people use Home Depot. Most people focus on Walmart and Amazon because that's just what a lot of the gurus and the softwares use. What is a Vero product? So a Vero product is an item that the pictures and the description are copyrighted. So you're allowed to sell any item on eBay, generally. Obviously there's some restrictions on that, but like let's say it's a DeWalt power tool. You're allowed to sell that tool, but if you use the pictures that DeWalt took, the manufacturer's photos, if you use their description, those are copyrighted. And those listings could be removed. You could get in trouble from eBay for using those listings. So you'll have to create your own photos, your own descriptions for those. Dante says, do you ever return GSP items? Seems like a pain. I've actually never had to return a GSP item. Of course, people have requested returns through the GSP. There's always a way to kind of wiggle your way out of it. Sometimes if it's a cheap item, I'll just refund them. Other times if the item was damaged, I'll blame eBay. I'll say that when eBay repackaged and sent the item, they damaged it. Or if it's an item that was electronic, I'll say that, my description clearly says that this item might not work overseas, so you have to pay to ship it back. 9 times out of 10, what happens is eBay refunds the buyer and they get to keep the item and I get to keep my money. Do I add state sales tax on my listings? Only for the state in which I'm registered, not for all the states. Let's see what else. Okay, so I had a lot of questions from the week, so let's go over some of those. Do I have an anchor store? Somebody asked. Yes, my main store is an anchor store. That's because just do the math, how many free listings you get. I have a lot of listings in that store, so that one does have an anchor store, and the other stores I have aren't quite there yet. Maybe Lee said that David Vu recommends a 40% margins to cover most costs, but how are sales tax taken into consideration? So under David Vu's 40% method, the 40% is going to cover the sales tax. So you don't have to really factor that in because it's covered by the 40% if you're going with his model. And yes, maybe if you collect sales tax, you must remit it. You must send it every quarter to the state that you collected for. It's actually illegal for you to collect sales tax and not send it to the proper state. Let's see. How do you keep track of what VA and person does which order? Dante asks. So I have, so they each have different tasks. I don't really like have a general VA that does like a whole bunch of things. Each one only has like one specific duty. And I do that on purpose so that if one calls out sick or goes on vacation or just quits, then you know, it's not like a whole bunch of jobs that need replacing. It's just one single task. So that makes it a lot easier to keep track of who does what or who did what, because each responsibility is only covered by one or two people, depending on the time of the day. So I might have, obviously I have 5 VAs placing orders, but 2 do it at night, 2 do it in the morning. One does the non-Home Depot orders because I'm doing a few sporadic items that are not on Home Depot as of now, and so that makes it easier to keep track of who's doing what. Oh my goodness. Yeah, somebody just said that I have another live Q&A open and people are waiting. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what I'm doing with this YouTube sometimes. Alicia, I'm sorry. I really don't know what I'm doing sometimes. So Ralph said that UPS said the item was delivered, but the customer says he never received it. So as long as it was marked as delivered, then you're going to be fine. eBay is going to see that it was delivered and you're going to be covered. So you shouldn't have to worry about that. Just make sure that it was actually delivered and that it wasn't returned to the source or returned to the sender, because sometimes it will be marked as delivered on eBay even if it was returned to the sender. But then when eBay looks into it, they're going to see that it was returned to the sender, and then you're kind of like screwed on that one. So let's see. Since you have so many orders, how are you able to set it up with VAs so they don't process the same order at the same time? Yeah, so I use the excuse me. I use the file exchange on eBay. It allows you to download all your items into a spreadsheet or as a spreadsheet, and then I just split it in half, give half to one VA, half to another VA, and that's done twice a day. I feel like that. Sorry, Alicia says, I feel like the kid that showed up for a pajama party and they changed the day to no. Oh, Alicia, I'm so sorry. I'm still trying to figure out YouTube and the live streaming. It's a little bit confusing to me. I'm sorry. I'm going to figure it out better for next week. Do my VAs, Monica wants to know if my VAs work part-time, full-time, how many hours a week? So I have, several VAs. And like I said, they each have specific tasks. So I don't have like too many doing multiple tasks. So none of them are really full-time, but the tasks do take a lot. Like the order processing does take 5 or 6 hours. So it's, part-time, but if they do it 7 days a week, it basically works out to like almost like a full-time job. Sam wants to know if Home Depot will send the product to customers in a box without their logo on it. No, they're going to get it in a Home Depot box, but the customers don't care. if I got a eBay purchase in Home Depot box, I would just figure that the seller bought a bunch of Home Depot boxes and shipped the item to me in a Home Depot box. Michael, I did not apply for a tax exempt or a business license until sales really started to pick up. How many orders a day do you have to warrant so many VAs? Close to 200 a day. Thank you, Jakob. The cam link. I'm going to look into that. Thank you. Dante wants to know, do I split the spreadsheet? How? Yeah, I just copy half of it, put into one spreadsheet that I gave access to one VA for, and then copy and paste the other one into the other spreadsheet. I don't actually do that either. Another VA does that. How much is Home Depot shipping? Free if your order is $45 or more. Let's see. How do I pay my VAs? I pay them through PayPal weekly if I got them through onlinejobs.ph, which is the source that I recommend to get your VAs from. And I pay them through PayPal. I just ask them to log their hours into a simple spreadsheet, and then I pay them every week. Is it illegal to use Amazon Prime to ship to customers on eBay? No, it is not illegal. Dropshipping is not illegal. It does violate Amazon's terms of service, which is something completely different than the legality of it. So Amazon could ban you from using their services for that reason, but it's not illegal. You're not going to get arrested for doing it. And I do know plenty of people who do use Amazon Prime to dropship onto eBay and who have not gotten banned for it. Jakob, I have used Target as a source in the past. I've tried them out. I liked that they had a red card that was very easy to get. It's a debit card. It gives you 5% off all the orders. It gives you free shipping on most orders. But Target will ban you if you are a reseller. I didn't have high volume with them, but I knew people who did, and they got banned very quickly with Target. How often do your VAs make mistakes with orderings and such? Do you only train them via, do I only send them videos? So Dante, the VAs do make mistakes, but I make mistakes too. And, I just monitor the mistakes. A few mistakes here and there, that's perfectly normal. But I had a VA in October, November, who she just kept messing up, and I kept telling her, and she kept doing it. She was very sloppy, and I had to let her go because of that. It really was a terrible thing to do. It was kind of getting into the Christmas season, so I felt really bad about it, but I really needed a consistent, reliable virtual assistant to place the orders going into like November and December. So, it really sucked that I had to do that, but that's kind of what you have to do sometimes. I always send them videos. I have a whole catalog of videos. That way I don't have to keep making the same videos over and over again. And then I just follow up with them through Skype. I don't do like screen shares. I always make the videos so I can send them to other VAs if I ever need to. Somebody wants, you didn't know, wants to know if I like DSM tool. Sales started slowing when you started using them. I love it. I think it's really great. Every day I'm discovering more great things about it. Just today or yesterday I discovered that if you use DSM tool and you use the file exchange, which I talked about before, to download your orders, it's automatically going to give you a column on the file exchange with the item number from your source's website. So for instance, if you use Amazon, there's an ASIN number. assigned to each item on Amazon. If you use DSM Tool to list an Amazon item onto eBay, then when you download the orders on the file exchange, it's going to give you the ASIN number. It makes it really easy to find the item that you purchased. Benny says his sales have gone down this month and wants to know if that's normal. Everything that I read, last year, everyone I talked to said sales are going to slow down in January. Excuse me. And that's normal. I got to be prepared for that. I noticed that right before Christmas and right after, there was a dip. And now things are really going up. Like, my sales have been actually really good the past few days. The best they have been since like around Cyber Monday, like really good. So I can't really say if it's normal. I just know from my experience that my sales have been fine and haven't gone down. I hired Uger. I hired my first VA when I felt like I was spending more time placing orders and not enough time building my store or doing things to make more money. My course is going to be available really soon, Ardil. I'm hoping really to get it out next week. But I will make a video announcement about it and let you guys know. I was trying to get it out already, but I got sick, and so I didn't get to finish it. But it should be ready really soon. Did I write a complaint to SKUGrid when I left them? No, I didn't. I've been complaining to them throughout the whole time that I had them, and it's just been very frustrating using them. Sam wants to know if I do the Q&A every Wednesday. I do it every Tuesday at 8 p.m. I only doing it today on Wednesday because I was sick yesterday. Tree wants to know the best way to get feedback for beginners is just to sell lots of items and to give good customer service. You sell lots of items by selling cheap items, break even on them, don't make any profit, just get them out the door, get them delivered to the customers and make the customers happy. You can follow up with the customer and say, hey, I hope you enjoyed this item. If you did, we would really appreciate some feedback. If not, just let us know and we'll do whatever you need to make this sale right. Fabian says DSM Tool banned him. What happened? I've never heard of them banning anyone. Yes, I do, Dante. I do allow my VAs to cancel my orders. I have 2 that really do most of the customer service, and they have limited access to my PayPal account, so they can do refunds, they can cancel orders through eBay, send messages, and that's pretty much their jobs. Victor wants to know the advantage of using a basic store in eBay. So the advantage of subscribing to a store is that you get more free listings. I'm trying to remember what it is for a basic store. At first, without a store subscription, it's 50 free items. With a basic store, I think it's 200 free items you get to list each month. And you also get to use the Seller Hub, which is just like a nicer interface to see all your sales and get charts and all information about your sales. Yes, you got to get more sales, you got to list more and just learn how to optimize your listings more. Guillermo, when you say SEO techniques, do you mean the optimization of the titles and the descriptions? Because if so, yes, that's all going to be covered in the course. I always do good till cancel, Benny. Vlad made a good comment or good point the other day. He said that that if you do have multiple eBay accounts, because I've talked about having multiple eBay accounts on my channel before, just know that you can't sell the same item in multiple stores. Otherwise, you could get in trouble by eBay. In fact, you can't sell the same item in your store like twice. Like you can't have two listings for the same item. I mean, that could get you in trouble with eBay if they find out. So why do I check out with a gift card as opposed to a cashback credit card? So I buy the gift cards with a cashback credit card, so I still get the points or the cash back. But I check out with a gift card because I can give that gift card to my VAs, and also because checking out with a credit card somehow always messes up my orders. Sometimes it ships all the items to the billing address. That's my dog. And it just gets, Home Depot's website is just not the greatest. Sometimes it rejects the orders based on the fact that I'm using a credit card. And with the gift cards, it always goes through fine. Jakob wants to know if Overstock is a good source. Overstock is a pretty good source. I mean, they have a lot of items. The items, they have a lot of items. The items are very easy to get coupons for. They have the rewards program, and the rewards program, gives you I think 5% back on all the orders. The only problem with them is I find that their items tend to be a little pricier than other websites. So how many listings did it take before I broke 1,000 revenue a month? I just looked at this the other day. I think it was about 700 or so, if I remember correctly. But really, it's not about the number of listings. It's really about the quality of them, because not all of those listings were even selling. They weren't even successful. Jakob, I've never had a problem with Overstock shipping. They've actually don't sell a lot of their items. I've sold a few. I've sold a few of their items, many times, and I've seen only once where they canceled it for being out of stock, and I've never seen them. I've never had a customer complain that an item was late. John wants to know if my VAs have access to my Gmail. Absolutely not, John. I think that my Gmail is like the golden key, like the key to everything. Because if they have access to my Gmail and they change the password, then they can change the password to my eBay account, my eBay account, and I can get locked out of everything. So what I did was I created a duplicate email, and I forward all the emails from my main email to the duplicate one. They have access to the second account, who has all the same emails in it, so they have all the information they need right in there. Jakob, it says 1 to 2 weeks for Overstock. I haven't found that. Maybe it's just certain items take longer. I've never heard that. Peter wants to know if I have the same problem with HD shipping, Home Depot shipping to the billing address using PayPal to pay. No. So Peter, that's a great question. So when I first started buying items from Home Depot, I used the credit card. The credit card didn't work, or they would send it to the billing address instead of to my customer's address. So I started checking out with PayPal, and PayPal worked really well. Anytime I checked out with PayPal, everything would go smoothly. But I didn't want to give my VAs access to my PayPal account. So then I used the gift cards, and the gift cards work as well. So Moralzo wants to know if the Home Depot gift cards on Gift Card Zen are only usable in-store and not online, because when you go onto their website, it says it's only usable in-store and not online. So if you go into their website, you're going to see that all the gift cards do say that you can only use them in-store and not online. What you want to look for are any gift cards for like a even amount. So like $200, $100, $50, $25. Those ones should be able to be used online. The other ones are probably merchant credits that can only be used in store. And Home Depot used to let you use these merchant credits online, but they stopped, and they're saying it has something to do with fraud. Basically, a merchant credit is when somebody returns an item without a receipt. It's store credit, basically. Home Depot, for some reason, more than any other store I know, is afraid of fraud, and so they have all these problems with using with using credit cards on their website, and the return credits. It just, I don't know why they're so afraid of it. Do I have a dollar amount for the cost of goods that you like to stay below on your sources? No. I'll list any price of any item. Alicia, I don't have a set markup, and it really depends on the circumstances, how expensive the item is, what source is from, what the cash back is at that time, different things like that. That's going to depend on my markup. My break-even percentage is 15 to 20% depending on taxes, sales tax. Yeah, so like I said, I download that spreadsheet, Dante, every night. Well, my VA does, and distributes them to the other VAs. Then after the VAs place the order, they add the order number to the spreadsheet. Then what they do is they copy all the information on the spreadsheet, just control copy, paste it into an email, and email it to me with the subject completed orders. Then my Gmail automatically filters that into a folder called completed orders, so I never even see it. But if I search for the buyer's the buyer's username, that email from my VA pops up. I can see, yeah, they ordered it. This is the order number. I hope that makes sense. Benny, I did try Shopify a couple years ago. I used Dropship Lifestyle. Sorry. I used Dropship Lifestyle, and it was a disaster. I did really, really bad with it. So yeah, that was my only experience with it. But I might try it again. We'll see. I want to get into Amazon first. Ashley, I'm so sorry. I had no idea I've been saying your name wrong this whole time. I'll try to remember that from now on. So John says he has a seasoned account. Here he has feedback. He's been using it for a while. He's just starting out. Yeah, you can use that same account. I would, because it already has the traction. You've already shown eBay that you're a legitimate person. You don't have to jump through the same hoops. Does quantity of items matter in everyday sales? What is a good amount of items one should have to make at least 3 to 5 sales each day? So it's going to... let me see. What are you asking? Oh, so how many listings should you have to make 3 to 5 sales each day? That depends on the price of the items. Really, if you have only expensive items and you're new, you're only a few listings, and you're not going to make 3 to 5 sales a day. If you have thousands of like $1 items, you're going to get a lot of sales every day. Ashley just sent a message and then retracted it, and I'm curious what it was. All right, what else we got going on? Sorry, I'm just muting it sometimes to clear my throat. Oh, Ashley, I'm sorry. Like I said, I haven't been feeling very well, and I'm on some medication too. So If I accidentally give away all my secrets, that's why. Name wants to know if I think sniping is a good method and does it work. So I know obviously a lot of people who do snipe and they've had a lot of success with it. So it definitely does work. I've tried it a little bit. I started a store. I was YouTubing about it. Was actually getting some sales from it, but those were items I was selling from Amazon, and I made like no money on the sales, very little bit. I did make some sales on it, so that was kind of cool. But I do know it works really well for some people, so I can't say it doesn't work. Does the category for your item in eBay matter? Jakob, that's a good question. And sorry about that. I wish I had a better answer, honestly, because everyone says like it does matter. You got to put the right category, but I always wonder if people are just searching anyway. I don't know anyone who actually like clicks through the category and says, you know, let me limit it to this category and see what comes up. I think people just search in that search bar just like they would on Google, and that's it. So I would say the category, I wouldn't stress out about the category. Just do the best you can. Don't stress out about it though. Do you know many people succeeding with more of a volume model with over 12,000 listings? Absolutely, Dante. I have a friend, Tyler. Oops. Chad, everything okay? Sorry, no. Okay. My friend Tyler has, I know, a lot of listings and doing really, really well. Crushing, in fact. Dustin wants to know if I have a set quantity I have for my items. So my quantity, it changes depending on the item. Most items you only need one. Some items you would think like, oh, somebody might buy more of these, so then I'll list a higher quantity for those ones. Dustin says, have you ever had to do a return from Lowe's when you paid for the item with a gift card? They sent a physical gift card to my customer, not back to me. Yeah, that happened to me once too, and then I stopped using Lowe's. It was over the summer when I was trying a bunch of different sources. I did try Lowe's. I actually got it like some like 1 or 2 sales through them, and for some reason both of them wanted to return the item. One was the item that they received was completely wrong. The other one was broken. So then I did the return, and they shipped the gift card to my customer instead of to me. So that's when I stopped using Lowe's. Name wants to know what's a good price range for listing items. Some say it has to be over $30 in order to make a profit and get free shipping. Any thoughts? That depends on the source. Some sources have free shipping on cheaper items. Some are more expensive, like Home Depot. As long as your order is $45 or more, as long as your order is $45 or more, you're fine, and you can combine different orders into different items, into one order, even if you ship the items to different customers, and you'll still get the free shipping. Jakob wants to know, what is bulk listing and is it worth it? Bulk listing is when you just say like, I'm going to list the first 5 pages of search results on Walmart.com or Amazon.com onto my eBay account. I'm not going to optimize them. I don't even know what items I'm listing. You can do this through like some sort of bulk uploader. I don't even know if DSM Tool has one because I haven't even looked, but I know definitely Hydra Lister does. I don't think it works because you're not optimizing anything, but I could be wrong. Okay, John says that the price is different on Home Depot than it is on DSM Tool. What's up with that? So yeah, that does happen, and the reason is because Home Depot uses something called dynamic pricing, and that's when the price changes depending on what zip code you're in. And there's really nothing you can do about that. I've contacted DSM Tool and asked them what zip code they use, and they don't really have a clue what I'm talking about, unfortunately. Or they do know what I'm talking about, but they say it shouldn't matter, which doesn't quite make sense to me. I know when I was using SKUGrid, they told me that the zip code they use was for Phoenix, Arizona, but DSM Tool says there is no zip code, which is probably the only frustrating thing I've found about DSM Tool so far. Yeah, Travis. So I'm going to be launching the course soon, and the course, the initial launch is not going to have much about VAs, but anyone who signs up for it right away or within the first few weeks is going to get instant access to an advanced course. That's going to be all about virtual assistants and how to train them. Like I said, that course is not ready yet, but once it is ready, it's going to be a separate course. But anyone who signs up for my course, my dropshipping course in the first few weeks will also get access to that course once it is available. Sith Master says, nice microphone. Thank you. Just got it today. Moralzo wants to know what I think about the new buy box. The buy box is annoying, actually, because I've had a few customers say, hey, I bought this item from you and it's supposed to be for like a multi-set. Oh. All right, hold on a second. I'm so sorry about that. It was probably really loud. Okay. So I just don't like the buy box for that reason. All right, guys. So we got some company here, kind of unexpected. A friend's heat broke. So I'm going to have to call this short. It's probably a good idea for me to get a good night's rest anyway. Sorry that's a little short today. I really appreciate you guys all coming out, asking the questions. I know there's still a lot of questions. Yeah, Sith Master, I just ordered the pop filter. It's on its way. So thanks for the questions. I'm sorry I got to cut it a little short. If you guys like this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss a future Q&A. The next Q&A should hopefully be on Tuesday, 8 p.m., assuming I'm feeling fine by that point. For any of the questions I didn't answer, I'm sorry. Just leave them in the comments of any of our videos, and I'll be sure to answer them next week. Thanks so much, guys, for coming out, and I'll see you guys next week.